teens, and I added another. We discovered another thing that could be useful at the end of the maneuver. Uh, so here's an example from the last flight night. Um, so just to go over it, we're flying along in fighting fluid 4. The lead element. So hold on. Okay, so we're flying along at 40 miles. We'll call the action. So you're already committed. You're already good to go. You decided to do the maneuver. 40 miles. The lead will call action. When you see 3 jets here, that apparently means that's the lead element. So the lead element descends. And that's what you'll see me do, down to either maybe 10,000 or 15,000. We've changed it up just to see what happens. So this says action at 35 miles, maybe for lower threats where you can get closer. F-16s, what's been working is we action at 40 miles. We both elements turn 45 degrees offset until about 30 miles. Then you go back on the initial heading that you were at. And pretty much around 25, and so then you'll keep flying the original heading, and you'll sort and everything. You'll sort however the lead wants. Then after about 25 miles or 20 miles, you'll want to just shoot. Everyone will shoot. One thing that we found out after this is instead of flying away from this, we both fly into each other. And I don't know if we did it in this one. We didn't do it here. We did it in one of these. So basically what was discovered is once we all shoot, the lead element will both be going beam, but then after, so 1 and 2 will go beam it, and then the element, 3 and 4 will turn away from the fight when they go defensive, and we'll be set up for a grinder after that. And then we're all in position. Otherwise, we're all too close to the target, and we don't always have eyes on the enemy jets.
All right, I'm sorry, you just lost me on there. So we're in the pincer. We're in pincer. One's high, one's low, and then lead. So only lead number 1 calls the shots.
Yeah. Well. So we're high and we're low at 25 miles or whatever. We'll just start shooting whoever. You'll be weapons free by then if we are, and then just start launching AIM-120s.
So fire at will. Then we turn into each other, right?
Yeah.
And then how did you say you wanted? Then you said somebody's beaming and go grinder. You lost me there.
Yeah. So when we turn into each other, one element. Well, the lead element will go beam when they go defensive, but the trail element, the other element will just go. Just turn out cold. That way, we'll set up for a grinder when.
So they'll pump. Pump
out. That's what ended up working. I guess it's another ACMI that we did. But yeah, other than that, any questions? Everyone did it.
So the lead element always descends.
That's correct.
Negative.
Well, I don't know if you think that's true. I think that's just indicating trying to distinguish between the two elements, right? So, the 3 could indicate that, that's -3 even, right? It's hard to say. I don't know which one is which, but it's just another element. So I don't believe the lead element always has to descend, right? It's lead's discretion. He could say, okay, element, we're going to do a pinch. Element, you're going to be the one descending.
Well, but that creates a lot of talk on the radio. Why not just standardize it? Lead always descends, because the bad guys don't know who the lead element is.
Let's take a step back.
affect it.
yeah. It all depends on weight, and everything else depends. So you can't just standardize everything and just make it a standardized situation. So it's actually called a double pinch because the pinch is without altitude. A double pinch is using also the altitude. So make sure we get this right. When we call it, it's called a double pinch maneuver. So that's when it's going to be. That's when the lead has to be telling his guys what to expect. Double pinch, lead high, action. Okay, and then basically do the maneuver as briefed. Basically, you're 45 degrees offset, 30 seconds, then initial heading, and then at 20 miles, turn pure pursuit. The element leads should be calling the shots, not just the lead, because the other element, the lead doesn't know what the other element is sorting.
But also those times and distances aren't even, standard, right? If you're going against a F-15 that's shooting at 30 miles, we can't do this and turn in at 20 miles, right? We're already gonna have missiles on us. So it's a fluid situation that has to be, that has to be understood that, what each other is doing. That's why you practice it, to become better at it and kind of know what people are going to be doing under which situations.
All right, everyone got quiet.
Or letting Goat talk. It's his
Yeah,
lead.
I'm just looking. Yeah, so the numbers that me and Zeke ended up looking at for the F-16s would be action at 40 miles, turnout 45 degrees until about 35, 33 or 30 miles. Then you go back in the initial heading. And then after that, it just depends on the situation. If you can wait till 20 miles or whatever, the number 1 and 3 would just decide when to shoot.
Yeah, after the actual shot, then it's no longer the double pinch. So that the maneuver is completely different at that point. Once you turn out, you're no longer doing what's called the double pinch tactic. So at that point, things will change. So there's no need to brief us on the after action turns. Let's just go do this, redo it, and keep doing that until we get it right.
All right.
I mean, yes, you're gonna defend yourself, and you're going to turn out. You're gonna crank. You're gonna do all that kind of stuff after your shots. But I mean, if you look at the tactic, it's basically you're getting to basically try to put yourself on 2 elements on pointing at the enemy and 2 different directions is what they're flying, and 2 different altitudes. And the purpose of this is trying to basically have 2 elements outside of the radar scope of your enemy. So if they're all flying together, looking relatively straight at a certain altitude, well, we got 1 guy's up high and 2, if you're doing it as single ships or elements, you got your 2 guys or 1 guy's separated, and sometimes people aren't able, or they're just not fluent of changing their altitude and also moving their radars left and right to be able to detect all 4 aircraft or both aircraft that are separated. And that's what we're trying to do, is create that advantage where they're not seeing everybody that's shooting at them.
So the other thing, Jambo, what it seems like tactically to me we're doing too, and I'm just going to go from kind of the World War II stuff, is that we're trying to force them to pick one of the elements, because whoever they pick, the second element's got a 6 shot on them.
Yeah, if they pick one element and fly towards that element, obviously the other element's just going to basically,
Right.
after the first shots, they're going to be able to continue as long as they're not being shot at. They're going to basically be able to press and continue the engagement. So that's what I'm saying. So after the first initial shots, there's no real reason to practice what's called the double pinch, because the follow-on is fluent. It all depends on what happens next, and that's to be honest, that's what is every engagement. This is just a setup of the engagement, and so you basically set it up, and then once we fire, basically at that point it's all fluid.
And the objective is to try and give ourselves the advantage in that initial engagement, right? Because initially, it's essentially neutral, right? If it's 4v4, it's essentially neutral. So we're trying to set ourselves up in a cooperative way that's using force multiplication to give ourselves the advantage in those follow-up engagements.
So back to my original question, why don't you just standardize lead descends, and that way you don't have to specify that on the radios every time?
Yeah, that's what I was basically doing.
So here's the thing.
But
It depends. So you can't standardize everything, and that's just not. There's nothing wrong with saying double pence lead high. That is a very quick statement. That's not taking up too much columns, and you don't want to standardize everything because things might change. You might, let's say it's a 3-ship and one element is a single. You may not want them to be the high guy, or you may not want them to be the low guy if they don't have their element. It all depends on the situation. So there's no reason to do what's called standardize on who's high, who's low. That to me is more confusion than anything. Just double pence lead high, double pence lead low. And there may be a reason why lead wants to be low, because he may have different munitions, or he may have a different situation. And there's so many reasons why you don't want to just say lead's always high and elements always low. There's too many reasons to go over, but yeah. So there's nothing wrong with saying double pence lead high. It's very quick.
Okay.
I think this time Jambo makes sense.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, the one guy may be low on gas, so he didn't really want to be going after burner to climb, so he would want to go low.
Yeah, I mean, there's just too many reasons to go over every which way why you would want to do it. So that's going to be the flight lead's discretion.
Mm-hmm.
People that are high might have more missiles.
People that are high just may not pay attention.
Or be really slow to shoot.
Now, at one point you said turn 45 offset until 30 miles, and then you said another time you said for 20 seconds.
So the document says 30 seconds. I think that can change depending on if someone accidentally goes too fast or they start turning or whatever. So I say action at 40 miles, and then at 30 miles go back to the initial hitting.
I think like Jambo said, right? If we knew we were fighting F-15s, if we're going to get into their envelope at 30 miles, we're going to do shit quicker, right? If we're fighting, MiG 21s, it's going to be different. We're going to press into 20 miles. So I think it's all going to have to be happening while you're there, figuring out all the parameters.
Hey, that was me. Show some respect.
Oh, sorry, Zeke.
Yeah, and with this, when I do it, I just say do whatever we're doing, but just have that in the back of your mind. I'll say, action, then I guess I'll go low, and then I'll tell us when to go back on the initial heading, and I'll say what the heading was, or what the new heading would be if they, I don't know, both went to one side of us, and I want to get us both in the middle of their, both pointing towards their middle, I guess.
I will say that Goat did a very good job of directing the flight last week, I thought, of when to turn out, when to turn back in, and reference which heading to be on to make the initial attack.
So I'll just throw this out there to you guys, right? So the way we would do this. Yeah, Jambo's having fun. If you think about it, how would you handle this if you were on the other side, right? I mean, so I'm thinking of, again, the tactics that we would use in prop planes isn't that far off. We would put our nose on one of the elements and probably fire long and try to get them to maneuver, and then I'd immediately turn to the second element. So say I turn right, I'd get, even if it was bullets, I'd be firing to scare them, and I would immediately turn us to the left and fire on the other guys and then get out of there. I mean, that's how we would escape this shit.
that's what mostly happened to us when we were practicing. That's why I kind of discovered, one element should go beaming and the other one should just go cold, and then that way we're set up for a grinder. The lead element can run away, and we got guys looking on their radars.
Notch.
So it's called notch when you tell an element to go directly cold.
Yeah.
Nacho cheese.
No. It's not to go cold. No. Drag
All right.
Or pump.
or pump. It depends on what the
Pump
situation.
is-
So, pump is a maneuver to separate yourself and for the element to put themselves in a re-engagement situation. I don't have the
Drag is
exact
what the bad guys do. Run is what the good guys do.
exactly. So just remember, if we say the word beam, that's basically what we're seeing from the bad guys. That's the easiest explanation. So when we say notch, that's the maneuver we're gonna make to put basically the guys that we're engaging on our 2 to 4 o'clock or 8 to 10 o'clock.
Okay, so the lead will go notching, and then the element will go run.
Well, it depends.
No,
So we're not. Let's not
drag.
plan.
Or, I
let's
mean,
not
I mean
plan-
the terminology runner,
No,
like what drag is only
I'm
enemy.
sorry, there was a misinterpretation on your headings because you said the notch was to put him at. You said I think it's like 10 to 11. Is that what you said, Jamba?
No, I said 8 to 10 o'clock.
399.
8 to 10. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Sorry, it took me a second. 8 to 10, or 2 to 4. So basically, you're putting the enemy when you're notching. You're basically creating space, from you to him without directly flying to him.
So you want the element that's notching wants to notch away from the bad guys. I mean, you can't turn your nose across the good guy's nose. I mean, if he's flanking right and you go notch, you wouldn't want to notch left because your nose is passing right in front of him. You'd want to notch to the right, away from him. You can't put yourself in a position where he's going to shoot you. You're going to wind up being right in front of his nose.
Well, you can split S out. I mean, you don't have to notch. You can split S out.
Yeah, what he's
So-
saying is don't notch towards where the enemy's flying. That's what he's trying to say.
Right.
So notch
Yeah, this is after
is set-
everyone has
yes.
missiles exchanging.
So
We would
once
defend our
once-
missiles beaming.
So once we fire, it's at that point it's all fluid. So I wouldn't just necessarily try to come up with the game plan there. Say one person's going to turn out one. Well, what if the flight that we're fighting against separated elements and both elements do an outer dodge of missiles and both hot on us? One of us is not going to stay in the fight and one of us is going to run it. So we need to, after our first launch, we need to be a fluid situation. So let's not script it that far. That would be my recommendation.
Well, when do you actually, after you've shot your missile and it's out of range, you've got nothing to support, you could notch at that point. But when do you notch? Do you keep waiting to assess what he's going to do and then notch at the last minute?
I think assume there's missiles on the air coming at you after you launch.
I think it depends. It always depends. What are you?
It always
Are you
depends.
Engaging F-16? Are you engaging MiG-21? Right? Is there going to be missiles coming in? For me, I would assume there's missiles. If you took a shot, there's probably missiles coming in. If that jet is capable of carrying, AMRAAMs or long-range missiles, then I would, like I say, once you've taken your shot, you can come out and begin your defensive maneuvers. But it depends. Maybe you are doing a more offensive type of engagement, and you don't care that he has long sticks. You're going to continue in. It all depends on the situation.
So we get missiles off, and the one element that I'm in, we notch to the right, let's say. Okay, and the other element, they're pumping out or running out, going, So nobody's got eyes. You can't see them visually. Nobody's got radar on them. And here we are just kind of notching I mean,
While we're defensive. So this is
Well,
once we
okay,
go
right.
defensive, that's when I propose do that, and then we turn back in, and then we're set up.
So,
Because
but,
at that point they should be defensive also.
but there's another thing to be careful of. You're thinking of this as only being a 4-ship engagement, right? All we are doing is practicing an engagement. This isn't saying, okay, this is what you're going to do in this situation. This is just an engagement. There could be another element behind us that's going to be supporting us. All we're doing is practicing an engagement.
yeah, my question is, how long do I notch for before I turn out?
I mean, there is no hard timeline. It all depends. If they're cold, you can press. You don't have to turn it.
But who's
So
going to say who's going to know if they're cold if nobody has a radar on them?
Crank
Right?
after
Before
you fire.
launch, you still have your radar on him.
Yeah, if you crank after you fire, you're going to keep your radar on them, and then if you're not getting, you can while your radar's on them, you could tell if they're turning out. If they start to turn out, they're all turning out. Then you guys may decide to press instead of turning out. If you while you're cranking, if you get a missile warning or something where you don't feel comfortable, you're going to turn out, and at that point. Either the other element is able to support because they got nothing on them and they can turn in and press, or they got missiles on this. So basically, then everybody has to turn out. I mean, if you're getting shot at, you can't just keep continuing on the path you're at. That's the problem.
Right, so I take a shot. I crank to the right. I watch what they're doing. They're still coming at me. Forget about the notch. I'm just going to turn out. Correct? It's my question. How long would I notch for before I turned out? I don't know what they're doing anymore because nobody has eyes on them.
It all depends on what kind of planes and what their capabilities are. So if it's let's say if it's a MiG-29 and they got capabilities, just think about this, or an F-15. When we were battling the F-15s, those guys were shooting at us at 35 miles. So they already had missiles in the air on us. So it all depends. So it depends on what your enemy is, what they're capable of. So you may just shoot, you may support it for 2 seconds and then immediately turn out because you know that they've already got missiles in the air at you. Or you may know that they are only air-to-air or short-range missiles, so you may do something a little bit different. So there is really no timetable. You have to know what enemy you're fighting against and what they're capable of. If we do a timeline for all planes, if we just set a timetable tonight, we're saying all planes are this or this or that, then we're going to come up with our timetable. Hey, we turn out by 20. Somebody does your sort contracts and your timetable contracts. They say we're going to be turning out by 22. You're going to support that missile as long as you can if you're not getting shot at. And they say support till 22. Well, that's when you're going to decide to turn out.
And if
Let's
you're
do it.
And if you're the number 2 or number 4, you're just following your lead. Your lead anyways.
Yeah, so join the 72nd server. Put on your invulnerability on your setup menu. Then make sure both boxes are checked when you go in. I'll put up the game soon. It'll be a TE. So I think the only one that didn't do it yet is Jambo.
Do what?
So how about
A while ago, but we're going on the red side.
So is 3 versus 3 not gonna be
I would recommend 2 versus 4v2.
Okay, so who's the
I'll fly
two?
red.
I'll fly red with you, Holler.
How about I fly red and somebody flies on my wing, and then you guys 4 can take it on the other side.
All right.
So I'll take lead, Heller. You can fly on my wing.
10-4.
And then if we're flying red, are you guys want us to fly? Are you guys wanting us to fly as enemies, or you want us to do the same, or are we going to switch back and forth? How are we going to do the engagements? We're going to do an engagement without flying the pence, right? The double pence.
You guys can do whatever. We'll just deal with it.
Okay, sounds good.
Is that really the best answer, you think, Goat? To let them do whatever when we're trying to practice a specific set?
Yeah, we're gonna be. I'll just tell you, we're gonna be in a wedge, and we're gonna fight you in a wedge. We're not gonna do anything like extravagant. We're gonna try to sort you guys. We're gonna try to shoot you guys, and we're gonna do that. Okay, so we're not gonna do no double pens. We're not gonna do any of that fancy stuff. We're not gonna do any kind of grinder. We'll be in a standard wedge. We will shoot at as many as you can, and we will defend ourselves and turn out.
But just remember, you don't have unlimited munitions either, so you might want to limit your missile shots to maximize the engagements.
Sounds good. We will
I flew red.
perform red engagement.
Yeah, I flew red last week. I think it was last week, and we just did essentially single shots each pass to maximize the duration.
Sounds good. I am ready to go.
Go. You said it's under tactical engagement.
Yeah, it's coming up soon. I gotta change leader.
Or you could give red side unlimited munitions, and we can only fire like 4 each round.
I didn't think there was unlimited munitions anymore.
There's not.
There used to be, but not anymore. I think AF had it.
That was a long time ago.
Or take an F-18.
Howler
There
just showed his age. Falcon age.
That'd be a good idea, though, to have F-18s on the red side.
I didn't know Polaris quit the unit. When did that happen?
Alright, let's not talk about that right now. I got a public stream going on right now, so it's not a good idea to start talking about it.
Well, you didn't let me know that.
We're going invulnerable, right?
Yep. Make sure that's checked.
Why is one red and one green when I check them?
One's the server authorizing it, the other one's what you are configured for.
Got it. Thanks. Failed connect server.
72nd.
No, I'm on the 72nd. It was you. Let me try. Is there a password?
Nope.
Check your theater.
There we go. So it was green this time.
So what area are we flying in?
The one all the way to the east. So you'll take off out of Toxan in the 4 ship, and we'll take the 4 jets.
Trip, you want to take 3 or 2?
I like to.
Okay, so for a mission commander briefing, we'll all take off, and around 5:30 we'll end up both in the box and ready, close enough to engage. We'll just, I guess, call when you're in the box, and then we'll just begin the engagement. How about for at least the first one, maybe the second one, we'll do master sim. So set it to master sim instead of master arm.
On the second engagement?
On the first one, at least for the first one or first 2. Just first time we go in, it'll just be dry runs.
Just call it cold. We're gonna have a common Victor channel.
Just say in the box cold. Just tell us in the box cold. That way we know we're not firing at you. Say in the box hot. That way we know we're cleared to engage. Or say in the box cleared whatever. But just make sure you let us know when we're cleared to actually start shooting missiles at you.
Yeah, and another thing, we have tankers on the opposite sides of the boxes. for people to tank once we run out of gas.
One other thing, I think Ray mentioned something that when not everybody was in here. So you might want to say that again, Ray.
I don't remember, Zeke. What was that?
Your radio frequencies.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's got their radio frequency set, right? To the regular 72nd.
Doesn't matter for the red guys because we don't have standard red freaks. Remember, Victors are always unchanged, so don't worry
Right.
about the Victors.
That's why I asked that we're going to do a common Victor channel.
But we're going to be on 13, and you guys will be different than us.
Don't worry, we'll be on 307.3, just like you guys.
All right.
All right. Any questions? Because I gotta go to the bathroom.
What Victor are we on?
We'll just take one.
Okay.
Cool. We know where to listen to your engagement talk. And we'll be on our own frequency that we're not going to tell you. All right. I'm going down to flight 2, and Heller, if you can join me, otherwise I'll drag you.
Yo!
Okay, dude. I'm going to refill my glass and take a quick 2-minute break. I'll be right back, and then we'll get started.
Copy that.
Don't say anything I wouldn't say.
I'll try not to. I know it's streaming. Actually, what I'm going to do is log on to Twitch and hear myself talk to myself. Gotta watch the X Omen laptop. Oh, yeah. Killing Jambo's stream. Oh, good. Now I can talk to myself. Ah, nice little delay there. Lobo 1 gonna mess some stuff up. Oh, he's got 2 viewers, one of them me. Let's see who we flying against. Old Goat 5, Raymond Tripp, and Zeke. Should be fun. All right, sounds good. Yep, I was talking to myself on your stream.
Cool, I'll get to listen to it later. Not. Alright, we are Lobo 1. And, alright, hold on 1 second. Sorry, my wife's calling me.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so level 1. I should do this while I'm not eating. Okay. Level 1. We are going to be red side. So basically, we're just going to try to cause problems for the blue side. Did you get a chance to do this maneuvers on the blue side yet?
I did.
You did. Okay, good.
That's why I volunteered for red tonight.
Okay, perfect. We'll be on Victor. Let's go 123.45. It's not any kind of channel.
Okay, got it.
Once we take off, we'll be on uniform. Actually, just go to. I'm going to say uniform 13, but just put in 307.3. Let me just see. I think my comms for 307.3 is. Let me just look. I think it's either. All right, so it's 14 for me since I'm still on Battle for Balkans comm set. So just make sure when I say go to 13, just be on 307.3, however it's set for you.
Okay, got it.
We'll let them call the engagements. When they call in the box, we'll just be there. They'll call in the box. If they say cold or hot, however they call it. And once they call it, I'll also tell you, I'll make sure that we're not, Master Arms to safe. I'll say safe, you can put it in sim. But I'm going to do a confirm call, Master Arm safe, and then I'll say, I'll say Lobo 1 Master Arm safe, a Lobo 1-1, and then you'll say a Lobo 1-2 safe. Okay, that way we know we're safe. And then once we are cleared to actually shoot at them, I'll say Master Arm, Lobo 1-1, and then you'll say Lobo 1-2 armed. Alright, so there is a tanker in the area. I don't see it up there, but it's going to be up there. I think it's just like west of the northwest border of the box. It's somewhere in that area, but we'll find it. So maybe after a couple engagements, we get low on fuel, we can go get some fuel. And then we can come back.
Fury 1 is briefed and ready.
So what we're going to do is, hold on one second. Give us 2 minutes. Alright, so what we're going to do is we'll just get up in the air, be at 24,000 feet for the engagements to start. We're going to adjust our altitude, so that's going to be the first one. I'm going to get us low and high and just kind of change it up, make it difficult. We're going to go on the wedge. I'll do the sugar calls. I'll say coming left, coming right. If I say hard left, hard right, expect a full buster turn. So just go mill power and expect a pretty tight turn. And then so just stay on my wing. So just stay in wedge. 0.7 to anywhere to 2 miles is fine for this engagement. When we are cleared for AMRAAMs, let's fire on the lead elements. So if we can separate all 4 of them, I'll fire on the leader of the lead element, and you can fire on the lead of the secondary element. If they're split side to side, we'll sort symmetrically, and you'll fire on the lead, and I'll fire on the other guy on my side. The second time around when we're hot, we'll do the exact opposite. We'll fire on the secondary guys and make it difficult for them. And then the third time we'll just pick and choose whoever we want. If we can't get a separation between the 2 guys on either side, just fire whoever you can separate on when it's time to fire. I want to fire at no later than 27 miles and be out by 24 miles. That's pretty much it. Expect a standard landing back at what is airbase? I don't remember what it is called. Pusan? No, Tucson. Do you have a uniform channel for Toxum?
I
Handy?
do not. Hold up, I might be able to look it up real quick.
Me too. I just didn't know if you had it handy. Okay. You look it up, I'll look it up. Let's see. Nope, I only got South Korea handy. Other than that, are you ready to go? Any questions?
I am, and towers 324.8.
Okay, 324.8. We'll do a quick ramp. Or if they want to do taxi, we'll do taxi. But if we do a quick ramp, if we do a ramp, we'll do a really quick ramp. So as soon as your radar is up and running, we're gonna flip to flipped to nav, and then we're gonna get ready for taxi.
All right, sounds good.
That's all I got. Lobo 1-1 set. Lobo 1-1's briefed and ready. Lobo 1-1, Fox 2.
Lobo 1-2, Fox 2.
Fury 1-1, Fox 2.
312, Fox 2.
Fury 1-3, Fox 2.
Fury 1-4.
Double click, make sure your loadout is good. Save your DTC, and then we'll do a takeoff taxiway.
All right, I'm stepping away to grab my tablet real quick. He's doing taxiway. It doesn't matter. You got a bingo?
Let's see. Well if the tanker's still up and available, our bingo will be we'll go 2,000. If he's not up and running, our bingo will be 3,000. Joker is going to be 1,000 above. So hopefully that makes sense. So I'll let you know if we're in the air and I have a taker available. Just expect Joker at 3,000, bingo at 2,000. If I find him not available, then it's going to be up 1,000.
All right, 2. I'm guessing he'll be available. He was last week.
Yeah. So expect 3,000, 2,000.
Someone go ramp or taxiway.
Oh, they are already taxi. Okay. I didn't realize that.
You guys didn't go ramp, did you?
We're good.
Negative, I didn't realize you had said fly taxiway. My bad. Check in Victor
Lobo
name.
1-2, Tucson Tower, position and hold.
Lobo 1-1, Tucson Tower, you are cleared for takeoff. Runway 20 right. Lobo 1-1, taxi, runway 20 right.
Texaco 1-1, ready for departure.
Lobo 1, check in Victor.
Lobo 1-2, Tucson Tower, position and hold.
Lobo 1, how copy on uniform?
How about now?
Copy. Here, how copy me on Victor?
Got you on Victor.
How copy me on uniform? Lobo 1, check in Victor.
Lobo 1-1, 1-2.
Lobos, check uniform 324.8. Yeah, check in there as well.
Lobo 1-2.
I copy you. Loud and clear, 5x5, Victor and uniform. Say when ready for taxi. Alpha check 028139, altimeter 3059, one set.
2.
Tucson traffic, Global 126 News taxi, runway 20 right, Tucson.
Lobo 1-3, taxi, runway 20 right. Lobo 1-1, Tucson approach 180 at 04 knots. Lobo 1-4, taxi, runway 20 right.
Damn rudders. Ready for a formation takeoff? This is the last time you've done a formation takeoff.
Mexico 1-2, taxi, runway 20 right.
And I'm not copying you, by the way.
Say again?
Yeah, you ready for a formation takeoff?
I was going to say, you read my mind. I was about to suggest it.
Alright, I'll call cadence. So once you hear ready now, that's when you perform the action that I'm calling. Expect 170 on the rotate. Gear up at 210. And there we go. And reference steer 4. The other thing I was going to say is my TACAN, it will be 11 X-ray. So go to 74 X-ray and I'll check it when you're there. Dolly's up, yard 6 up, ready to go. One set for takeoff.
Two set.
Tucson traffic. Lobo 1's departing runway 20 right to the south at Tucson.
Lobo 1-1, honks on tower. Expedite departure. Lobo 1-2, honks on tower. Taxi clear of the runway. Mexico 1-1, honks on tower. Cleared for departure.
Brakes on, ready now. Run them up. Reference 4. Brakes off, ready now. Full mill, ready now.
Lobo 1-1, is there a problem?
Burner, ready now. Rotate, ready now. Gear up, ready now.
1-2, honks on tower. Resume on navigation. Lobo
Steer
1-1,
4,
honks on
ready
tower.
now.
Resume on navigation.
Mill
Lobo
power,
1-3,
ready
honks
now.
on tower. You are cleared for takeoff. Runway 20 right.
Back on the throttle, 92%, action. Kick out when able, 2.
2.
Yeah, I said that wrong.
Lobo
Lobo 1,
honks
kick out
on
when
tower.
able.
Cleared for departure.
Alright, come down 5 up.
Lobo 1-3, honks on tower. Resume on navigation.
Talks on traffic. Lobo 1's clear the airspace to the south, switching. Push 13 try. Passing through 10,000. Magic. Lobo 1's checking in. Bull 033130, 11,000. Climbing to 4,000. Go. What's your call sign?
Fury 1.
Fury 1, we will be on station in 5 minutes.
Lobo 1, we will also be on station at 5:30.
Lobo 1, fencing.
Checking.
One's a fence 11.2.
2 fence, 11-2, feeding.
Push it up, Milt.
Level 1, Fury 1, first engagement will be a simulated missile.
A level 1's confirmed. A simulated will be safe. A level 1. Alright, 2, go safe. A level 1, go safe. A level 1, sim.
Level 1, 2, safe.
Two, go wedge.
2.
Passing through Angels 2-0. Climbing 2-4.
Level 1, Fury 1, spec bomb.
Level 1, 2, 180. Milt.
2.
Scan left scope. 1's on the right.
2 left.
Three, moving out. 4.
Alright, 1's 400 knots. I'm gonna maintain 400 knots.
Contact left side, 20 Angels, 2-2.
Fury 1,
One's tally.
047,
Come.
110 miles, 22,000, 2 ship.
Got him at 22. Let's see if we can sort. Okay, I'm sorted left, man. This will be a simulated fire. Got him at 34,000.
2, yeah, 2 sorted, alright, 2 sorted right contact.
Yeah, it's a good sort. It's a good sort. 31 miles on the nose. Climb. Music on.
2 singing.
Okay, 16,027 miles. Fox 3 simulated, cranking right.
Fox 3 simulated, cranking right.
Lobo, 1-3, request permission to engage.
Okay, 22 miles, turning
3.
out.
3, will go. 4. Lobo, 1-2, request
Music's
permission
off.
to engage.
Reference 330.
2, music off, 330.
Right, 19,000 climbing.
Say again, one.
I'm at 19,000. It's gonna start climbing again.
Tuesday Angels 2-3. Two spike 16, 6 o'clock.
One sec. A Fury level.
Go for Fury.
Yeah, what's your intentions? We're flowing out, resetting.
Alright. Knock it off, knock it off.
Level 1-1, knock it off. Hey, Mach 3, yeah. This is what this is pretty much what I do.
Everyone, next engagement is Master
I'm
on.
the commanding officer of one of the best wings we got out there for BMS.
Or should I say hotbox or whatever?
Say again, go. Yeah, we take all sorts of people. We'll train everybody from the ground up as well. So. Two safe fuel. One's 10.2 feeding.
10.3 tanks feeding.
A Fury Lobo say intentions.
We're resetting for a hot engagement.
Copy that. We're expecting some missiles, Lobo 1. Alright, 2 Master Arm on. Lobo 1-1's Master Arm.
Level 1-2 Master Arm on.
Have you noticed I kept my 3 and 4? I'm just going to use them to mess with them. I keep flexing them out so that way that way it screws with them not being able to completely worry about just the two of us.
That's actually a really good idea.
Hey, Mach 3, I used to...
I was wondering what you were doing with them.
I was in the Air Force back in the 90s, and I actually worked on the F-16s. I was stationed at Ogden in Utah at Hill Air Force Base. Also did a tour to Kunsan in Korea. I was there for a year and then came back to Hill, and then I did a little stint over at in Saudi Arabia for a little bit. So yeah, I've actually had experience on the F-16 myself. So, all right, 2 coming right.
2.
Nice. Yeah, I've always loved aviation. It's just something, I've always enjoyed. So it's, it was kind of the reason why I went into the Air Force. It's a great experience. I've actually gotten a ride in the F-16. One time we were doing a TDY down in Florida. Yeah, so I got my experience in that, and it was pretty much one of the best things I've ever done. So yeah, I totally enjoyed it. I actually did 9 Gs, and it was the roughest thing I've ever experienced in my whole life. Fury Lobo, 2 minutes.
Fury 1, same 2 minutes.
Yeah, BMS, to be honest, BMS is really good. The flight dynamics, the avionics for the F-16 is basically what they have in the F-16. So the guy that built it that's what he claims, that it's exactly the same. So yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I really love it. It's got a dynamic campaign. So yes, it's a great simulator for sure. So yeah, we do a lot of this is one of our flight nights for one of the squadrons. So our wing is we have 3 active squadrons, and this is one of the flight nights for one of the squadrons that we do weekly. So the other 2 squadrons fly at different times as well in my wing. So, anyways, yeah, BMS is definitely, in my opinion, one of the best out there. Yeah, I've done a little bit of DCS as well, but to be honest, the dynamic campaign is just not. You know, having this dynamic campaign that's available in BMS is definitely you know, a reason why we keep coming back to it. I mean, eye candy DCS is awesome. BMS, you know, to be honest, if you can see, it's not the best eye candy in the world, but as far as if you want to fly an F-16, it's the best out there for sure. A level one ops check 1's 9.7 feeding.
2 9.6 feeding.
2 scan left.
2 scanning left.
2 scan left.
2 scanning left.
Yeah, so just give you a background, we are the aggressor side right now. We're just basically flying as a 2-ship. And I got a couple AI wingmen here, so I'm telling them to stay out of the engagement. I'm just doing that to mess with we have a 4-ship on the friendly side here that we're just allowing them to practice against us. So they're doing some air-to-air tactics against us. And so as the aggressors, we're just trying to cause problems for them. Right now we did put our simulation on invulnerability, so that way during the engagements here that, you know, if we do get hit or whatever, we're not going to be, you know, we're not going to just be shot down, so that way we can continue the missions. And 1's clean and naked.
Say again?
1's clean and naked.
2 same.
So let's see if I can do an external. This is what the external looks like. Let's see. Without, yeah, I don't know if I can. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can do from the external look. It's not the actual aggressor skin, so we're just in a regular F-16 here. So the external skin looks a little bit different. Fury 1 level.
Go Fury 1.
And we're in, ready to go.
Alright, Fury 1's turning in. Lights on, master arm on.
Fights on, and full arm level 1. Yeah, it's really fun. I mean, it's definitely a lot to learn. I mean, you know, I love all sorts of simulations, but BMS is definitely my ultimate. This is what I do. I mean, I spend most of my time flying BMS. So yeah, it's definitely fun to do. There's a lot of stuff to figure out. Contacts on the nose 70 at non-factor disregard. That's a tanker there, Howler.
2.
Coming left, 150.
2 150.
Contacts on the nose 40, 21,000 hot, sort.
2 still clean.
Okay, right on the nose, 40,000, 21,000. Okay, I got 2 elements, left side, right side. You sort left side, sending data.
061, 102 miles,
There's your target. I got the right side element.
2. 2 lost the target.
Okay, I'm sorted right element at 20,000 and 30 miles.
2 sorted left, 24,000.
Copy that. 28 miles. Okay, Fox at 27. Okay, Fox 3, right man element. I think he's the trailer. Cranking right.
Fox 3 long 0.
Okay, Pitbull coming out. 330.
2 Fox 3 long, cranking left. Flowing 090.
Copy. Go gate. Let's get out and we'll re-engage.
2 gate.
Let's send these guys back. Flex. Get these guys to flex and hold. I'm just going to send these guys home. Return to base. That way they don't screw with our engagement. Okay, missile inbound. One's defensive. Non-factor. Defending north.
3, Joker.
2 status.
2 defensive.
Copy. Okay, not visual on the missile.
F-16, 4 o'clock, low.
Okay, one's turning in. Okay, second missile on me. Still defensive.
Is killed. Exiting.
Okay, looking for the missile here.
078 101.
2 still defensive.
Copy. Okay, one's all clear. Cross turn when able.
F-16, 5 o'clock, very high.
2's clear.
God damn it, these wingmen just not listening. Weapons hold.
Fear 1, level 1, knock it off, knock it off, knock it off.
4.
Level 1's knock it off. 2 knock it off.
F-16,
Return
6
north.
o'clock, very high.
2 knock it off.
That's reset.
Level 1's resetting north.
Engaging. F-16, 6 o'clock, very high.
To flow 300 for redrawing. Object 1's 8.0 feeding.
F-16, 6 o'clock, very high.
2 300, 2 8.5 feeding.
Yeah, missile get anywhere close to you.
6 o'clock, very high.
2, that missile get anywhere close to you?
I don't believe so.
Alright, one's climbing back to 24,000.
I'm going to dive, turn, make 2 turns, and then I felt I had it beat before it even dropped off. I was a little late getting the missile off. I was still in nav mode.
F-16, 5 o'clock, very high.
Copy that. I'm going to step away for about 45 seconds. I'll be right back.
2.
Yeah, this is what we call brevity, Mock. Yeah, brevity terms, there's a lot to learn. Half the time when you're in a real bad situation, you just say what you can in English, but we call it all brevity. So some of the terms you hear, you can actually look up all the USAF or it's called multi, I can't remember exactly the name, but it's brevity terms. You just look at brevity US Air Force and you'll get a Wikipedia and it'll show you all the brevity terms and stuff like that we use. So, and it's basically in combat you want to use the most brevity you can, just so you're not talking too much on the radios, because radios for this flight, it's just basically us. But in multi-package flights where you have 20 people, 20 pilots up there on up on one frequency, it can get kind of lots of people talking. So what we use our uniform channel, as you'll see here, that's where we talk to all the different flights in our package. And then and the Victor channel is just our interflight. That's just basically me and whoever's in my flight. And so, yeah, so that's how we do it. But so right now we are talking to the blue side on our uniform channel. We have basically uniform 14. I have set that to 307.3. Anyways. But yeah, so brevity is the key to all combat simulations. If you don't use good brevity, then you're just going to blow up your comms altogether. Hopefully that explains what you're asking. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Totally appreciate everything, man. Yeah, so I mean, this is every Thursday night I do this with my wing, so it's standard. If you're interested, you know, if you're ever interested in just talking about it, whatever, I'm always available as well. You got me. Have a good flight. Hey, I gotta step away for about 45 seconds. Sorry, I never made it. I'll be right back. You got the comms.
Level 1, Fury 1 is standing by.
Fury 1, level 1-2, stand by 1 mic, level 1-1 at the way.
Fury 1, stand by 1 mic.
Alright, I'm back.
Alright,
oh, definitely, dude. Yeah, I can, I can tell you a bunch of stuff with BMS. Get you all set up, man. Just go up and just fly. It's free, so that's the best part about it. The only thing is now with the new BMS is that you have to buy the old version, which is, you can get them on Steam for like $6 or whatever. But yeah, BMS pretty much it's a free simulation. All right, say that again too.
I think Fury Flight's ready to rock and roll.
Okay, copy that. Ops check 1, 7.4 feeding.
279.
Coming left hard.
Yep.
Fury, Lobo.
Go for Fury.
2 mics.
Fury 1 has 2 mics.
To reference 160.
2160.
2, let's climb. Let's get up to like 30,000 if we can. Just keep climbing. I'm going to be in mill power, and I'm going to try to climb. It's cause them some altitude problems here.
2.
Actually, 2. No, let's make this different. I want you to go ahead and descend. Get down to like 8,000.
2, 8,000.
Four.
2 float 120.
2120.
Tankers.
Stand by for what state? 1's 5007.2 feeding.
Say again, 1.
Stand by for what state? 1's 5007.2.
25007.7.
Confirm music off.
Music's on.
Yeah, turn music off.
Alright, music off. 2 settled 8,000, flowing 120. $3,509.
Cool. Alright, cool. I'm at 32,000 at Mach 0.56. Or, yeah, so I'm really slow, but I'm going to screw with them. I got my music on. I'm going to have them come to me, and then I'll tell you when to turn in.
2.
A phone call from a freaking 20-digit number. Nah, those are never good. Those are just bullshit calls. That's funny. I should probably turn my phone on mute when I'm streaming.
Bingo. Bingo.
Alright, 1 stink strike. Lobo 1's ready.
Go for Fury 1.
Lobo 1's ready.
Okay, Fury 1 is in. Hot.
Lobo 1's in. Fights on.
2 flowing 140.
Copy. Stay. Continue.
Hey, say again, I think your finger's slipping off the mic. I'm getting like part of your transmission.
Yeah, sorry about that. Continue.
2.
Yeah, let's just see real quick. Alright, so we're set there. Okay. 31,000. Set there. Okay. Alright, now I got my stream coming in. Set. There we go. Let's try this again.
2 flowing 160.
2, come right. 210.
Right, 210.
Contacts Bull 07680 22,000 hot. Sending data. Single contact.
2 has contact but no loss.
31 miles on the nose.
Strober 80.
Okay, secondary contacts, a left side, 18,000. I'll send any data to you. That's your man there. Coming right. You stay on him. Okay, I'm sorted right mad, 25,000, 26 miles, Fox 3.
2 still doesn't have contacts on radar, can't lock.
Caution. Caution.
Okay, I'm Fox 3 on my secondary target. Copy. No problem. Okay, sending data.
All right, 3, Fox 3, long.
Okay, coming back to you.
94 miles. We got nails 16 off the nose. Cannot lock this guy up.
That's fine. It's because they're strobing. I'm defensive back to you.
I'm sorted on that lead element.
You're clear to hot.
Fox 3. 3 is dead. Full. 066, 80 miles.
Okay, I'm defensive back to you.
Fox 3, same.
Just save your other missile.
Fox 3, the guy, 19,000.
Copy. Save the rest of your missiles. Okay, one's all clear. Okay, turning back in, and we're gonna don't knock it off yet, but we will in a second. Okay, one's hard locked. Okay, defensive as well. 2 status. Two status.
Defensive.
Yeah, one's defensive to the north. Fury 1, level 1, and knock it off when able.
Level 1, Fury 1, knock it off, knock it off.
Fury 1, level 1. We're heading north. You got time to go get some gas and then come back for 2 more engagements?
Yeah, we'll go hit up the tanker.
Copy that. So anyways, anybody that's watching, just give you a kind of overview of what's going on. We are what's called the Aggressor Squadron. It's a 2-ship, basically just flying to cause problems for our blue side aircraft. They're practicing what's called the double pinch maneuver. And so all we're doing is just trying to create problems for them and let them practice their maneuvers on us. Anyways, I got Howler as my number 2 here. You can see him here. He's basically located at 17,000 here, just off my right 2 o'clock. So he's pretty much right about over here in this area at 13 miles away from me. So he'll be rejoining on me. We're going to go get some fuel, and then we're going to continue to do a couple more maneuvers. Copy. 2 standby for what state? Alright, so what state calls basically how much armament we have and fuel check. So right now I got 3 AMRAAMs, AIM-120 Bravos, and that's pretty much it. And then my fuel check is 5.4 with tanks dry. So when I say what state standby for what state, I'm giving him a chance to check out his what state calls information before I just start rambling mine off. Level 1 is 300, 5.4 dry.
2 is 500, 6.3, tanks dry.
My 2 go safe.
2 weapons safe.
1's weapon safe. Alright, let's fly 310, searching for tanker.
2, 310.
I rejoin left side, close when able.
2, left side.
And 1's wings level, we'll go 2 Angels 2-1.
3 times 5.
Okay, looks like a tanker. We got a tanker out there. He's about He's 23 degrees left side, 61 miles. Sending data for tanker. Dang, my trim's all fucked up. Okay. Let's see. Set my trim. Oh, we have another tinker also coming. It's not necessarily a tinker there. So this is the fun part, air-to-air refueling, which is lots of fun. I actually enjoy it a lot. It's one of my favorite things to do, actually. It's actually really, can be really tough and really fun at the same time.
Two saddles left.
Fury level, we're checking out. We'll see you in about 10 to 15 minutes back on Freak. To push 297.5.
2. What was that point?
297.5.
Lobo 1, Sentry 1, Tanker, Mexico 1, Bullseye 020, 80 miles. Backhand channel, hit 1, Yankee.
Texaco 1, Lobo 1, 2F16's about 27 miles to your east, looking for some fuel. Okay, get him on the nose, 24 miles. Alright, doors coming open. Set. Okay, bingo fuel set. We're gonna put that to 3,500 for now. Okay, he's flowing a 050 on the heading. You see on our radar here it says 050. His speed's 270 knots. And our overtake is about 800 knots there. Alright, coming left. He's going to turn. You watch, he's going to turn right at the wrong time. There's two of them. Just so you know, there's two of them there. We're going to take the lead man.
Yeah, I don't think you could refuel on the wingman.
Negative, I don't, yeah, he set up two there, so just so you know. Right side is our lead man, coming right. Slowing it down. It's a bad, this is not a good rejoin, actually, so he got really close. Alright. Turning radar off so we don't fry the refueler. wasn't my best rejoin, but it still will do. Whoops.
Lobo, 1-1, Texaco, 1-1, copy.
Let's see that boom.
Lobo, 1-1, Texaco, 1-1. You are cleared to pre-contact position.
There it is. Okay, that's a good sign. Keep coming up on them fast. In a turn.
Lobo, 1-1, Texaco, 1-1. Cleared to contact position.
God damn it. Can I get more fucking unstable? Jesus Christ, this is the worst.
Contact. Disconnect.
Jesus Christ, this is really bad on me. What the hell? For some reason my trim... Oh, it's because I was trimming it and I'm all screwed up now on my trim. Alright. Let's get this back into control.
Contact.
Yeah, I know, I'm all fucked up.
Oh, dude, I'm all over the place.
I haven't had enough to drink tonight.
Disconnect.
Alright, let's rocket it in there. Okay, here we go.
Contact.
Yeah, I've had too much. I don't know. Here we go. Alright, almost stable. A little better. Just a little bit forward. So if you're watching, the lights on the front, on the right hand side are forward and aft. Basically right now it's telling me to go just a hair forward, and the ones on the left are up and down. It's telling me I'm pretty good on the height. So if it gets red, that means you're definitely in a critical situation. Green, both greens are perfect. So right now I'm a little bit too far. I need to move forward more, just a little bit of gas, and come up just a hair. So remember, every time you move your throttle, it's going to automatically bring your plane upwards. So you got to adjust for that. So now I'm at 8,900 pounds. I got to go to 1,200 pounds or 12,000 pounds for full fuel load. All right, finally stabilized. I don't know. PIO is just worse when I just start up and down, up and down, up and down, left and right, left and right. All right, 2,000 pounds, just over 2,000 pounds to go. All right, time to take a drink. There we go.
Disconnect.
Yeah, that's why you don't take a drink while you're refueling. Never a good idea.
Contact.
Sorry, I was taking a drink while I was trying to refuel. Didn't work out too well. I thought it was stable enough to pull my hand off the stick. That didn't necessarily was a good idea. Okay, I got about 1,500 pounds to go. Almost there.
Disconnect.
Alright, that's good enough for me. So we always just move to the right wing. And we'll call off now.
Lobo 1-2, Texaco 1-1. You are cleared.
Okay, shutting the door.
Roger.
And turning my radar on.
Lobo 1-2, Texaco 1-1.
Now this is a good time to take a drink. No pressure, you're just on live video. That's okay, nobody's watching anyways. Actually, I don't know, because I haven't figured out how to tell if anybody's actually really watching.
Contact.
Well, I'm filming. I'm not streaming.
Lobo 1-2, Texaco 1-1. Pickup tanker is entering turn.
A little bit high here, so let's descend. He's about to make a left turn. 3, 2, 1, turn. And there he goes. Okay, I was a little bit off my guesstimations. Just a little bit fast, slowing it back down. 10 degrees. Alright, one's 11,000 in case you want to come off earlier.
Disconnect.
Beautiful. Throttle.
Roger.
Doors close. Ops check one's 10.9 feeding.
210-9.
Radar's on, one set.
2.
Let's flow a 090. Come right and go wedge.
2.
Alright, 2 this time. You'll be the high climber. I'll stay low and I'll be out front low. So it'll make it a little bit more difficult.
2.
Texaco 1, Lobo 1. Thanks for the fuel. Departing airspace to the east. Switching. See ya. Thanks. Alright, 2 push 307.3. 2 check inform. Lobo 1-1.
2.
Fury, Lobo, how copy? Alright, 2. I'm going to set it to... Throttle setting will be about 92%. I will stay at this altitude, 090, and I'm going to step away, take a quick bathroom break, and you should do the same. Be back in about 1 minute.